Will I ever be able to borrow money again after filing bankruptcy? What happens to my FICO credit score? Unfortunately, within several weeks after you complete your bankruptcy, you're going to receive a number of credit card offers. They want to get you hooked again. Your FICO score, if we order a credit report, that $30 per person or $50 for a married couple credit report, that gives you your FICO credit score. It also tells you what your FICO score is projected to be after 1 year following bankruptcy. In all cases, your FICO score will improve as a result of the bankruptcy. Now, you might think that's strange, but there's a sound reason for that. FICO doesn't measure your past credit history. It projects your future credit repayment ability, capacity. So if you've went through bankruptcy and discharged all the debts that you have other than the ones you want to keep, then you're a better credit risk. Also, you cannot file another Chapter 7 for an 8-year period. That also makes you a better credit risk. So all of that is in your favor. At the same time, you know, none of us ever even heard about FICO until the last few years. We have become a debtor nation, and the banks and the financial institutions, they recognize that the American people are going to continue in debt. So they want you to be paranoid about that FICO score. Hell, they want to charge you to have continuing reports sent to you about what your FICO score is. Don't fall for that. You don't need any of that. Pay your bills on time, and your FICO score will take care of itself. Don't be manipulated like that. You know, we are besieged with TV ads and TV commercials. None of it brings any real information to us. You need a program like this, or a book, or a knowledgeable person. But this hype on the TV about FICO scores, that's just the financial industry trying to brainwash you. Don't fall for it. How much of the work am I expected to do in preparing and drafting my petition? Other than you preparing the statement of what your household goods are, I do the rest of it. I will send you documents, and I'll send you CDs that I want you to play. Even when we do the statement of financial affairs, I will complete it, but I want your involvement. You and I are partners in doing that. We both want to get it correct, so we'll work together. But the actual putting it into the form, I'll do that. But again, I want your help and input, both you and your wife. It's a team effort. Is there a way for me to become more familiar with the actual provisions of the Bankruptcy Code? Yeah, there is. I use CDs for that I provide to my clients. I have clients that just want me to do everything and they don't care what any of these rules are. I have other clients that genuinely want to know. So I make CDs available to them. And what I've done is I've went through the Bankruptcy Code and the rules for those provisions applicable to consumer bankruptcies. And I narrate and give you the material so that you will know firsthand what those statutes look like and the rules. After the petition is filed, what information or materials do you provide? I keep you informed. I give you documents and CDs, and I think this new technology that we have where I can share this information with you is tremendous. I want you to be informed. It's a partnership. You know, part of what I learned even at graduation from law school, we had a guest speaker at law school when I graduated. He told us that whatever we knew, within 5 years it would be out of date, so that we should willingly share our information with others, and that we would grow in the process ourselves. I have found that to always be true. In explaining this stuff to you, that helps me as well. It's good for all of us. Human nature is supposed to be a joint undertaking. We all profit from that. So, yeah, I do keep you informed. I did not keep my wage statements. What do I need to do? You'll go to your personnel department and ask for one of those employee printouts. Now, you don't want to be bugging them more than once. So after you get a printout, then from and after that date, keep all your wage statements so that when you file the petition with me, we've got all your wage statements to present to the court. We need all those on file date. Do I have any Fifth Amendment rights when asked a question by the trustee? I put this question in. Yes, you do. You can refuse to answer based on the Fifth Amendment, and your bankruptcy would go through. You wouldn't have any problem unless the U.S. Trustee's Office gave you use immunity, that you testified but they wouldn't be able to use your testimony against you. I've only had one case in 34 years where that came up. I was questioning a fellow, and he admitted fraud. His attorney didn't do anything there to help him, and he should have taken the fifth. Do you need to be present when I sign my petition? Yes, I do. That's a real significant part of this bankruptcy process, and I want to be there. You and I can, my wife and I like to drive on the weekends. If we need to drive somewhere to meet with you and have you sign it and ask any questions you've got, we do that frequently. But yes, I want to be there when you sign it. That's a opportunity for you to ask any last questions too. Will anyone come to my home to verify what assets I own? No, probably not. The only time that comes up, and I've never had a case where it has, I read about cases where someone has made an anonymous phone call to the U.S. Attorney's Office or the trustee, and they investigate and come out and look. But no, that's not the rule. Again, in all those cases where I've read, it was always someone that they thought was their friend that turned out not to be their friend. And more often than not, what somebody thought was fraud wasn't fraud at all. If you're out of the office, is it okay for me to call the trustee's office? Let me draw the analogy. If you were charged with murder, you would not contact the prosecutor's office for advice. In like manner, don't call the trustee. He doesn't represent you. He represents your unsecured creditors to the extent that he gets a commission from what he can grab or take away from you. That's also to be considered. So, no, do not call the trustee's office. He is not your attorney.